yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe, Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team, all pro, that's all cap. Most all-around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Bengals and Brews. It's Monday. Got a case of the Mondays? Nah, man, I'm sick. That's why I changed my name to Sick Chop, Greg. I woke up yesterday.
To everybody out there right now, if you're planning on running a marathon or doing this, doing that, good luck. Is all I can tell you.
Well, shit. There goes my plans. I planned on running a goddamn marathon.
Right, and as the week goes on, and it gets even worse. It was the first week of first. You and I were just talking. You and I both work around UC. You work main campus. I work Blue Ash. First day of school, so students are in. So I guess you could say, Chop, it's the end of summer for us. I guess.
Hey, that'll work for me, man, because I'm done with the summer weather. It's the end of summer, but it's about to hit the highest 99 degrees I saw forecasted for one of the days this week.
Thursday. Yeah, no. I'm ready for the fall. Fall is my favorite time of the year. I am ready for the fall 100%. You know why? Because of football season.
Yes, boom. That's what I was going to say, man. Who Day, everybody in the chat, Stranger, Matt, Ken, and Braden wants to know if you got you a piece of ass yet.
You know what? I just bought some today at Graders, actually, for more.
You go to Graders to get your ass. Greg goes to Graders to get his ass.
I got 6 pieces today. I gave a couple to somebody else. I just split it this time.
I like fall without even football, man. Fall's my favorite. Favorite time of the year. The leaves change colors.
No, Halloween. I love watching my Halloween specials. I love Halloween big time. Thanksgiving. I mean.
What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Oh, you know what? The funny thing is, I actually like Halloween specials more than Christmas, believe it or not. But my favorite Halloween movie, I like Sleepy Hollow, the Tim Burton version of Sleepy Hollow. That's my favorite movie.
My favorite Halloween movie is Die Hard. No, it's probably I don't know. I like Michael Myers series.
No, nothing wrong with that.
It's literally called Halloween.
House on Haunted Hill is another one I like. I like the old. I like the slash movies. Don't get me wrong, but I like the good scary movies that have like a bit of a story to it. That's just me and all that. So
yeah. Dustin, the only thing good summer's for me was checking out chicks and like skimpier clothing. But now I'm 51, I could give a shit. I'm over it. I'm over the skimpy clothing, man. I don't care. But back in the day when I was a kid, we didn't have the internet to look at the skimpy clothing anyway, so I can always just look it up.
Exactly. Well, Chop, there was a game Friday. You and I both got to watch, and
Yeah, I mostly watched you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, we were at a friend's house, and Chop was filming me because. So I have a bet with Dale. The deal is that he has to be if Yoshi Bosch gets over 9.5 catches. So for Dale it has to be under 9.5. For me, it has to be over 9.5. And he's at 8 catches right now. No, 9 catches right now. So if he gets one more catch in the preseason, Dale owes me a beer at the stadium, which is going to be like $14. So
it's $16 at the goddamn Reds game.
Exactly. So
I add gratuity, so that's probably why.
Well, no. Also, if you buy the 24 ounce of the Reds game, it's 16. If you buy the regular ounce, it's like 14 or 13.
I got one of those goddamn neutral pineapple drinks. It was 16 something, but I added like 15% gratuity.
Right, exactly. So if they bench Josie Voss Friday, they'd say, you know what, we like you. You just couldn't make that up with me. But yeah, other than that though, the game, was a tie. With the pork chop. Who stood out for you, buddy?
To me, on that game, Chuck Sizzle looked good. He stepped up.
Chuck Sizzle stepped up. Cam Sample, he's still stepping up. The one who made a name for himself was Browning. I thought Browning came. I'm not saying he wowed me or anything, but Browning certainly came up. First game, him and Simeon looked like a deadlock, but Browning really showed me something. And one thing you and I can both agree with, the one who did not help themselves was Simeon. Simeon just made us think this guy doesn't belong on this team. I mean, I was excited when we got Simeon, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Hey, it's not like Zach Taylor. It's not unlike him to pick somebody off of the waiver wire.
Right, exactly.
Although I think we're pretty low on the waiver wire this year, but it's not unlike him to pick somebody. So it could be somewhat different than those two, but I highly doubt it. I think he's going to stick with what we got, even though they're not all that great, because we're fucked if he goes down anyway. But like someone put a poll up the other day, and who was it? It was like Cam Newton, Carson Wentz. Who else was on there? Did you see that poll on Twitter? Like, which one would you rather have? I picked Cam Newton over Carson Wentz. Everybody was like going Carson Wentz, but
no, I take Cam Newton over Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is a fucking proven loser. There's
Absolutely.
no please. Where else can he go and lose? Like Cincinnati? No, thank you.
Yeah,
I don't want Cincinnati to be a notch on his bedpost of another city that he fucked over.
No, I mean, no, absolutely. But like Browning, so bring up Browning here. He went 60 for 22, 140 yards, 1 interception. Not great, but you know what? I'll take it. Browning, because I thought it was going to be Simeon all the way. Yeah,
60 for 22. He threw the ball 60 times and they caught it 22 times?
16
for
22.
All right, 16 for 22.
Yeah, hey.
I was hearing it backwards.
My boy Yossi Bosch, he just keeps rolling.
Yeah, I think he's okay. So at this point, I think he makes the 53. But I think that's going to be, if he makes it, that could be bad news for Stanley Morgan.
No, I think they're going to keep 7 receivers. From what someone told me, they value Stanley Morgan with his special teams. Simmons loves him. He's going to make the team. I expect Morgan to make the team. They're going to keep 7 receivers. If I had to pick one that's going to be on the back, who's not going to make the team, Trent Taylor, I just can't see making the team. And I just don't see Trent Taylor making this.
I think it was your buddy James Rapine said that if Stanley Morgan gets cut, he'll be picked up in 0.01 seconds.
Easily. No.
Because of his special teaming.
No, with the special team, someone would pick him up. I totally agree with that. The running backs, Chris Evans, I think we all can agree. We were shocked how much playing time he's been getting because from what we never really heard anything about Chris Evans in training camp. We were all so focused on Travion Williams, Mixon, Williams, and Brown. We weren't even thinking about Chris Evans. We all thought he was going to be, okay, he's probably gone. Chris Evans, though, man, comes in and makes plays. I think you could argue he's our passing down back, man. I think you could almost argue he's our number 2 guy right now, the way he's been playing. Am I right?
That's what I'm going to say, man. Like, am I on the Chris Evans hype train? I don't know, man. This guy hasn't done anything for the past couple years, and he can't get his head right to get in the game. I don't know what's going on. And then this year he comes out, and in preseason, he's busting out some runs. He looks like he knows where to go through the tackles, and he's doing it in practice, but I don't know, man. It's hard for me to get on that Chris Evans hype train. And they're talking like, they're also talking about Travion Williams. Like, this man hasn't played. How is he even in the consideration for one of the top 3 backs?
Yeah, he's been hurt. Well, see, Travion Williams, my defense always has been, he's just been behind a damn good running back core and all. But, Pork Chop, they've kept him long enough still. All these years, they still wanted to keep him, so they see something in him. But like you said, he either gets hurt. I know, and I wasn't for this either. Reasons, and I never put him. Yeah, you're right, Dave. He's always had a good preseason.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
who knows? Maybe he doesn't run the routes right. Who knows? But that Kansas City game, big touchdown. Every time he came in, though, he seemed like he made a big play at times.
I actually called that. I said, Chris Evans is in here. I told John, we were sitting up in our seats, and I go, look at this. Chris Evans is in here. What the fuck is he doing in here? I said, watch. It's going to be a Chris Evans touchdown. Chris Evans touchdown. I told John, I said, they don't never fucking put that guy in here. I said, they put him in one time. I knew it was going to be a touchdown.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Like Chris Evans, like I say, but no, like David was just saying in the comments, the thing of it is, I just don't think he's a good enough blocker though at times. And buddy, to make this team, you have to be a good blocker. You have to be willing to block. You have to make this team as a blocker. Right?
Well, that's what I'm saying about Travion Williams, man. He's been hurt. He was hurt all last year. He's hurt now, so I just don't know, man. How we going to, because I heard people talking about Chase Brown might not make it the top 3. You know what I'm saying? He might not even dress. Might not even dress on game
you're
day.
right.
Over Travion Williams, who hasn't played?
Right. And
that's what I'm wondering.
Another, who else played well? And I'm reading here, Jonah Williams, man.
I got that on my notes. Jonah Williams looked good at right tackle.
No, he played really good. And you know what? And that's who we wanted in his right tackle. Jonah, I mean, I think we can safely say we can squash down us trying to trade him less, especially with Jackson Carman. I think we can squash that down. It's not happening.
I'll bet you that he might not take it, but by the end of the year, they probably offer him a deal.
Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see him saying, "No, I'm gonna test the market." And I wouldn't blame him if he did or anything, But yeah, Cam Taylor-Britt, second-year cornerback. He had a few impactful tackles, including he stopped Bijan at the line of scrimmage. I mean, Bijan Robinson. I mean, that dude proved that he was a top 10 pick. I mean, he was running down the field. I mean, I'll say this, man. Our first team defense, I was even though we got the interception, I was disappointed. I mean, there were times 3rd and 22. I love Desmond Ridder. I am so happy to see that he played Friday. But dude,
he was the lowest ranked quarterback on their team though, between him, Heineke, and who's a Woodbine? What's the other one?
Woolridge, I think.
Yeah, who played for the Bengals a little bit.
Yeah, then he got cut. But yeah, no. I mean, but no, I'm happy to see. But at the same time, man, good Lord, letting him walk right down the field and then not. Yep, he did.
There's a consistent. Carman looked like complete dog shit.
Dude, absolutely. Carman, my question, let's go to Carman. Do you think he makes the team?
Yes.
Deontay Smith, I'm telling you this, man, that year we drafted Carman, we drafted Deontay Smith in the 4th round. Besides Chase, that was my favorite pick of the draft. Was him. I even liked it almost more than Osai.
Yeah.
I liked Deontay Smith because he had like long 35-inch arms, a big guy, and he's a great, great player. The only thing they said is that he just needs to get coached up. And the last 2 years, we really haven't heard much, but they said he's finally coming along. He's put on the weight. I think Deontay Smith, man, could surprise a lot of us here. I wonder if he beats out Carman for that last spot.
I doubt it. He's a 2nd-round pick, man. David agrees with me. Yes, he's going to make the team. No,
but he shouldn't. No, I'm just saying. It wouldn't surprise me. Akeem Adeniji,
Carman's going to be their backup left tackle now.
Yeah, you know what though?
He's not competing for the right. He's going to be the backup left.
Well, the thing with Carman is, I mean, what happened last year? He came in out of nowhere and did great at left tackle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he'll game time. He'll be okay.
Maybe his only position is left tackle. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But Leo Collins, he can come. I wish he comes back fast enough. I'm hoping he recovers well. Yeah, I'd love to trade Carman when LC comes back. I don't know what you get for Carman, but I mean, right now I'll take anybody. Whether it's a 3rd-string tight end or somebody right now.
Okay, but if those are our 2 backups, Carman and LC, you got Carman on the left, you got LC on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So
that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I mean, LC didn't play. Did he play left tackle? I know he played left guard for a while. Did he play left tackle?
He's never played left tackle. No.
So Carman on the left, LC on the right.
Now, LC may have played left tackle at LSU. Kieran would probably know that. You should know that, Mr. Ellis.
I don't know, man. I'm just jumping on the LSU
true.
train.
That's true. But no,
you asked me about LSU, and I'll just talk about Harold Perkins Jr.
There you go.
The man beast.
But yeah, like I say, we still have good depth, like I said, but Carman, he's probably going to make it, though. He's probably going to make it, but I'm telling you, he needs to shape up.
Dustin put this one in twice. I'm going to put it up here. We were talking about Carman, but shifting over to Chuck Sizzle and not getting any punt return opportunities. He only fielded one. They had Taylor out for the rest. And I didn't think we were talking punt returner enough. So
that's a good question.
It's probably why one of the biggest reasons we drafted him. And then his follow-up, you guys concerned about punt returner, find it odd they only give him 1 rep. And then Taylor did the rest. Don't know if they're talking about that enough. seems weird there.
Yeah.
It might be because of his shoulder.
Yeah, his torn labrum. I mean, that's what scares me. He's going to be playing with the torn labrum this whole season. I mean, you can play through it, but anything like that around your shoulder scares the crap out of me. So I don't know if that's it, but I guarantee you, Trent Taylor, who knows now? Now that you mentioned that, Dustin, maybe he does make the team because of his. I don't know.
He did more in the second game than he did in the first game. Chuck Sizzle. So he looked better playing Atlanta than he did playing Green Bay.
Yeah.
So maybe in the third outing, maybe it's even better.
Right. No, yeah.
Maybe he does some punt returns. Maybe he does some kick returns. It would be nice to see because we definitely need a upgrade in the return game.
Another guy that stood out, he's trying to buy for a last roster spot. I don't know if he still makes team or not, but that Gunter guy, I mean, big dude, looks. I was a huge fan of him coming out of Coastal Carolina, but we just have so many pass rushers. If he goes to that practice squad, I could see some team picking him up in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Hey, on the defensive line note, I did read something about if people wondering if Carter's going to start over Murphy, if he's going to beat him out. He's been looking good in camp.
Carter, no, Carter. I want Carter to start. Look, Carter should start over Murphy, period, because he has the experience. Murphy, I know he's played. That's another thing I want to bring up. I'm a little disappointed. Myles Murphy, what did he do? No, he didn't play Friday.
He didn't play Friday. He was sick. So
he was sick. Okay.
He probably had this cold. He probably gave me this cold because when we were sitting around playing fucking Xbox.
Probably so.
Hanging out.
Carter, as I've said on the show in the past, that's the guy I wanted to take a big lead. We need that interior. We need that 3-tech guy, man. And losing Larry Ogunjobi, I've said this so many times, was a huge loss for us. Because that was the perfect combination with BJ Hill. Let's face it, BJ Hill is not a full-time. I'm not trying to rip on BJ Hill or anything, but I like BJ Hill, but he's more of a part-time 3-tech. Zach Carter. I mean, when Dale showed us that picture, I think Zach Carter could have a huge lead this year, but I don't see Murphy starting. I mean, there could be games where I think there could be games where Murphy may be inactive for a couple of games.
That picture, by the way, was brought to you by Derek.
Derek, okay.
Derek likes getting them good shots of those guys with their crop tops.
Yeah, he does.
But he put on 30 pounds of lean muscle, so wasn't that what they said? He put on 30 pounds of lean muscle in the offseason, right?
Yeah, so no, he's taking this seriously. You can tell. He's like, hey, man, I'm coming in. I'm going to come in and get the job, so yeah.
Well, you know who else they said looked real good after coming back in the offseason? Was out there doing yoga and MMA and getting all trained up. Looks svelte when they came in. Svelte. Remember Svelte? Who looks svelte, Greg?
Oh, yeah, Carmen.
Yeah, Carmen.
Yeah, dude, that's just the biggest problem. Yeah, Myles Murphy. Look, Coach Hobby, I have full faith in. He's going to get Myles Murphy to where he needs to be. Myles Murphy is lining up in the interior simply because they want to try to find any way they can to get all their great pass rushers in all at once.
Well, who knows, man? Maybe he would have went out this last game against Atlanta and just fucking smashed it. I don't know, but he was sick, so we'll see when they play the Commanders.
He definitely needs to play the third preseason game. I definitely want to see him in the third preseason game. Like I said, the first one, he was just a guy out there. He didn't do anything to show up. I mean, when you see him out there, man, he looks like a Terminator. But there's an old saying sometimes, looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. You've heard that saying, right?
Yeah, right.
But like I said, he still needs to get coached up. But like I say, just because you're a big guy, doesn't mean you're gonna, thrive in it. Remember Margus Hunt, who we drafted out of SMU?
I wanted Margus Hunt.
That's
the reason you were hyped up for Margus Hunt. Were you hyped up for Margus Hunt when we got him?
I wouldn't say I was hyped up. I didn't know who I wanted the Honey Badger. That's who I wanted.
Yeah, that would have turned out good.
But when I learned about him, I'm like, wow, this guy's good. This guy is a freak. I mean, thing of it is, he didn't know football till he was like 21 or 22 years old.
Right. He was going to be in the Olympics.
He was like 24 or 25 when he came to the NFL. So, but he had all this special talent. But I remember we had this one fullback, and his name was John Connor. He didn't even make the team, but he laid him out in practice so badly one time. I mean, that's the thing, man. Just because you're big, you're like a track star does not mean you'll translate well in the NFL.
Did you? Is he related to Dan Connor, Roseanne's husband?
No. There was a linebacker at Penn State, though, named Dan Connor one time.
Was there really?
Yeah.
It wasn't the guy that was married to Roseanne on the TV show?
No.
Did they live in Lanford?
No.
Were they from Lanford? A lot of people probably don't know that reference because I'm old as shit, man. I used to watch the hell out of
I love Roseanne. I used to watch Roseanne on Nick at Night when it was on. I loved watching Roseanne.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
So anyway, the preseason game, man. Like I said, I mostly just watched you because I was really trying to get your reaction for each Josipov catch.
Yeah, Josipov, let's face it, he's proved he's made the team. He's just showing up at training camp. But
it's all you're doing, Greg. You're responsible for his success.
Dude, I am just, but can I be honest? I'm really honest with you, Chop. I am just as surprised as everybody else that he's playing this. I knew he had potential, but I didn't think he was going to get up to this level so quickly. Yeah.
He could be
even I will admit that.
I'll tell you what, man, Kyle Brandt will fucking love us if Josipov makes the team and he's on the sideline, he's playing every game. Kyle Brandt won't be able to talk about us enough because he's a Princeton grad.
Absolutely. There you go, man. Yeah, Princeton wide receivers. Another thing I read here is also, I want to go back to the running backs. Chris Evans and Chase Brown, both running backs fared well in pass protection. Evans has a good camp, and Brown was much improved. Travion is expected to be back on the practice, which means the back running back could be a 3-horse race. So
when's he expected to be back?
This is expected. They didn't say specifically, but hopefully soon. But
not playing the Commanders though.
He'd have to play this week to know where to play, so we'll find out soon. But as of right now, obviously no, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good segue, Greg. Talking about people coming back, Cheeto was doing full 7-on-7 drills.
Dude, Cheeto, man, it just goes to show you. When you tear your ACL, the technology or stuff we have these days, man, they're proving more and more. It feel like it's going to be like a year and a half or something. Dude, we've seen people back within like 5 or 6 months of an ACL tear.
Yeah, man. I'm stoked to have that guy back. And then Taylor Britt's having such a good fucking camp. Come on, man. And DJ Turner, he's out right now with some kind of soreness. I tried to look it up. What the hell's wrong with him?
No, I saw that. It's just an ongoing soreness. It's nothing serious. He just has soreness going on. I wouldn't read too much into that.
Well, today's not a good day to be out there if you're sore because it's hot as shit.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But, I'm trying to think also.
Chris was down there for the big tie.
Oh, there you go.
I went to click on one. It clicked on the other. There he is. He was down there for big 13-13 tie.
Right, exactly. Let's see here.
Bengals haven't cut anybody yet, have they?
No, they have not cut anybody.
Not one person since preseason started. I mean, since training camp started, I don't think.
Right, exactly. I'm trying to find here on my notes somewhere.
11-on-11 today. Matt says he was down there. I know he did 7-on-7 the other day, covering Chase and Higgins.
Right, exactly.
I wonder how he looked doing it. If he's knocked the rust off or something. I didn't see anything today. I laid down. I took some NyQuil. I took a benzo. I went to bed. I woke up, and here is Sick Chop doing the show.
Exactly. Hey, you're doing a good job, Chop. I'm trying to think. Stock on the rise. I'm trying to look at more players here whose stock's right. Jake Brown and Chris Evans, Cam Sample. Young defensive linemen. They said from Carter to Osai, the Bengals defensive lineman has plenty of young promising players. Raymond Johnson III and Gunter also made an impact. So, like I said, that's what you want to see. The defensive line, oh, my God, dude.
Wasn't Bo Jackson's nephew doing really good?
Yes, Bo Jackson's nephew. He made a decent catch. He's probably, let's face it, he'd be lucky to make the practice squad. But, he's made some good catches here and there.
I hope they cut both backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We'll who we going to have come in just in case they need some. If Joe gets knocked down and has to limp off and he can't play that next play, who's going to come in for that one? Zach Taylor. Can he suit up, or is that NFLPA probably wouldn't like that because he's the coach, right? But Zach Taylor's the quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anthony says they won't start cuts till after Saturday, but everything's in one big giant cut, right? And what day is that, Greg? Look that up real quick. What day is the big giant fucking cut?
Someone in the chat probably know before I do, but yeah.
They probably do. Let's see. Can you beat Greg in the chat?
Can you beat me in the chat? NFL cuts. Here we go. I'm looking this up right now.
Greg's real good at looking stuff up. Can anybody in the chat?
Tuesday, August 29th. The cut deadline this year, Tuesday, August 29th at 4 p.m. That said, there will still be plenty of cuts over the next few weeks as clubs tweak their personal and prepare for the cut down. So it's coming up here shortly, man. Wait.
What day is it?
Okay. There will only be one roster cut deadline this year, Tuesday, August 29th. So by Tuesday, August 29th at 4 p.m., that's when all the cuts.
What day is it? It's 21st, right? So we got a week and a day.
Yeah, so, buddy.
Tuesday. So what's today? Oh, it's Monday, right?
Monday. Yeah. No, Monday.
I'll tell you, man, my head's full of snot. It's running out.
No, it's okay. I've been outside doing work today, man. So, excuse us here for we seem a little off today, but that
Chris is talking about who we could get for a backup quarterback, but I don't think he's being cut.
No, he ain't.
He's going to stay down there in Carolina. Now, the other question is, though, because I was talking about this, do we, if Andy Dalton was available, do we want him back?
I don't think he'd come back here. I'd love to have him back here. But you know what? The real question is, someone said this in Twitter. One person said, I forget who said it, but they said, hey, I'm just waiting for Allen to get cut, Brandon Allen to get cut so we can get him back here.
That's not the answer. I mean,
no.
You're trading grilled cheese with American for grilled cheese with cheddar. You know what I'm saying? It's still grilled cheese, and it's not even a good grilled cheese. What's a bad grilled cheese? Because it's a bad grilled cheese.
Right,
it's like a grilled cheese that somebody chewed up, and then they laid it back down.
Dave just put it right there. They cut him on his birthday. No way he would come back. And I think he was upset that one time. And I mean, like, you remember when they benched him, and right before the trade deadline in the middle of the season, they didn't even cut him. And so, no, he finished on okay terms. They thanked him. I just don't think he'd ever come back here.
I don't know, man. I think it's not on Andy Dalton, but personally, as a fan, do I want Andy Dalton back? I think that he'd be a very good, reliable backup quarterback to come in that could possibly win a couple games, man. He's probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league right now. But we started a whole new thing, man, and part of starting that whole new thing was getting rid of Andy Dalton. I mean, we all loved him. He was a good guy, but part of starting a whole new thing after Joe Burrow came was getting rid of Andy Dalton. So I don't see him coming back because of that. If they offered Andy Dalton money, I think he'd come back, but I don't think they're going to bring it back because they started the whole new thing.
Since we got the quarterback thing here started, let's just go back to our number one guy, Joe Burrow. I mean, I talk about great news today because Zach Taylor has never given us really any news. He's always said several weeks, but he said today, to my eyes, he looks like he is progressing the way he's supposed to. Oh, well, this is from what Callahan said. I don't see him a lot doing things. I probably see him as much as you guys do, so I don't go watch his rehab or anything, but I feel good about everything I've heard and seen so far. So that's something great. That's great to hear about right there. I am not worried at all. I have no doubt in my mind. I would like to see him have like at least a week of practice before the Cleveland game, though.
I bet you he starts practice next week.
Wouldn't surprise me, Porkchop. It would not surprise me at all.
I think he's fine right now.
Yeah, I think he's fine. Like I say, the backup quarterback thing, I don't take it that seriously because obviously, with the exception of Nick Foles, that 1 year in Philadelphia, your starting quarterback goes down. Just how it is,
Well, I agree. You know what? I brought this up, I think, last time we were on here was Matt Ryan or Nick Foles.
No, Nick Foles. No, so, yeah, Nick Foles, you know what?
He's better than one.
Zach Taylor has a connection with Nick Foles, if I'm not mistaken. I think he does have I think there was a connection with coaching. So I wouldn't be against Nick Foles. But, I mean, if they really wanted him, they would have signed him a way long time ago. Like, they would have signed him around the time they signed Trevor Siemian. I just can't see them getting another backup quarterback having to start all over again. If Brandon Allen did get cut, I would not be surprised if they brought him back. Point blank, just because he knows the system.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Why didn't they keep him in the first place? Why didn't they make him an offer?
That's the question. Nobody knows. You're right. He's going to a more. I know there was not really a great quarterback in San Francisco, but I mean, there's so many. Dude, there's so many other. I don't know, man. It's just
the thing is, though. Like, so those guys know the system, but like Chris says here, Matt Ryan. This guy can come in. He's been playing in the NFL for years. He's got so much experience. He was a really good quarterback in his day. To come in there and hold the clipboard and then step in for a play or two if Burrow's on the sideline or a game or two, I don't feel so bad with Matt Ryan. Yeah, he played shitty for the Colts, but did he play as shitty as fucking the quarterbacks we got right now holding the clipboard?
Yeah, no. I mean,
and they just, this man's been playing for so long, he knows how to step into a system and be okay. I would be totally fine with Matt Ryan,
right,
as our backup quarterback, or Nick Foles, or like I voted on the thing. How about Cam Newton?
Right, exactly. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton doesn't know the system. He can scramble. He can make plays happen.
No, he can. No, like I said, get someone that can play. You can tell. I think they desperately wanted to draft a quarterback late round. I just don't think that quarterback was there who they were looking for.
If we're playing the Steelers, if Joe goes out and we're playing the Steelers, I say we do ship Ryan Finley in for one game.
Yeah, why not? Tyler, man, and like I said, Tyler, you said earlier, I would trust you right now more than any of our backups at quarterback, Tyler. So if you want to go out there and try out, Tyler, I'm campaigning for you, buddy.
Hey, there you go, man. Except the fucking heat. Fuck that.
Right.
Like, that's why I don't go down there, Greg, and try out.
Hey, speaking of which, and you know what? I want to do both you and Ty, anybody out there watching, Tyler and Chop here are so close to it. You're so close to 1,000 followers.
I'm over 100 away.
Hey, you both you guys we got to make this happen. We got to get Tyler and Chop to 1,000 followers.
And probably I got 880 something, or I don't know how the fuck many I got, upper 800s, but I'll bet half of them are them porn bots because I always got these hot ass women following me, and I look at their page and they got 0 followers, no media.
Right. No, I've had to block a bunch. I had to block. That happens all the time.
I don't block them. If them porn bots want to see what the fuck I'm posting on a day-to-day basis, go for it.
I've had to block them.
Yeah. I mean, everybody that follows me, I love, even the porn bots.
Right. Exactly. But anyway, so should we get into Joe Mixon right now?
Yeah, we can get into Joe Mixon. I'm going to write down something else I'm going to talk about.
So our article comes out about Joe Mixon. I mean, he's named 4 reporters he's not talking to because he's very upset about the whole situation. I go back and forth on this. I understand he's frustrated. Just one of those situations, man. But Board Chop, I'm on the fence about this. I just don't know. What's your take on it?
All right, so this is the only reason I'm on the fence is because of James Rapine.
Right, James Rapine, that shocked me the most because James Rapine.
I don't know what did he say. It's like the thing where I got blocked from Chad Ochocinco. Like, what did I say? I don't know what James Rapine said. I'm sure that James Rapine has an idea of what possibly he said to get Joe Mixon upset. Now, do I agree with Joe Mixon? I've had about 24 hours to digest this, and so at first, I think that to be honest, though, I think at first my opinion was that Joe Mixon's a baby. He does, shit happened in his life. He's famous. People want to talk about it. They want to ask him questions about it. And he's like, fuck you. I'm not answering any of your questions. So that's my first initial opinion is that Joe Mixon's a baby. He's in the spotlight. He should understand he's not working at Walmart greeting people for coming in because those people, they don't give a shit about their personal life. He's in the spotlight and he's famous. So people are going to talk about that shit. That was my initial reaction. I've had time to digest it.
Right.
I've had time to think about it. And I've had time to look at a lot of people's different takes on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that now I have swayed a bit over more towards Joe Mixon's side because, I mean, he beat it. He got the case got thrown out, not guilty. So, I mean, people, these reporters are saying all this stuff about him, which I don't know exactly what they said to piss him off. So, but I can understand where he's like, you guys, I'm not talking to. I'll talk to everybody else, but you four, and it's really, he didn't list names of people. He said like Sports Illustrated, ESPN, Pro Football Network, and what was the other one? There was one more. Anyway, 4 sports outlets. He's like, I'm not talking to you. And so, Anthony I pulled over some.
Anthony asked which 4 reporters. The 4 reporters were Ben Baby, Kelsey Conway, James Rapine, and Jay Morrison. That's what he said and all that. I know his agent even went on Twitter, responded to one of the reporters saying how bad they thought got traded. Like I say, I still need to dig deeper in the whole. So here's how I try to look at it on both sides. Nixon's side, I totally get it. It can get frustrating hearing about what's being reported because. If you don't talk to reporters, they're going to report stuff what they feel is true. But if you do talk to reporters, you have to deal with all the questions. So I get that. Like I say, reporters have a job to do, but at the same time, reporters do need to be respectful. Sometimes. But like I say, I have no idea what some. I don't read into the bunch of reporter comments. So and Joe Mixon. It's one of those things, but yeah, James Rapine, that just shocked me the most was James Rapine because James Rapine has always been very positive, very positive about everything.
Right.
So that's the one that surprised me the most was James.
I think it's because of the Joe Mixon probably blocked James Rapine because the same reason I block him is because of this. You know what I'm talking about? Every
What?
time when they're doing that Locked On Bengals and
Right.
they're doing and they come to him, he's doing this that James Rapine dance.
Right, exactly. So,
I'm God damn.
Like I say, I'm just glad. Here's what I'm going to say about Joe Mixon. I'm just so glad the whole contract situation got worked out. He took the restructure. Whether he felt like he had leverage or not, he still took the restructure. I just want to move forward.
What he says, Tyler says, what about the other three, Greg, besides James Rapine? Well, let me tell you something about Kelsey Conway, because I saw something the other day where she was interviewing, I think it was Dax Hill, and who was the other person there? I think it might have been Mike Hilton was sitting there too.
Right.
And she was talking about when he came into league, what did he feel about being drafted in the first round? And she said to him, knowing that you never have a chance to be as great as Jesse Bates. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't like to.
I saw the video of that one. I'm like, I mean, come on, man. Maybe you could say, like, knowing that you probably don't have a chance to come in and start this year because Jesse Bates is in place. But how would you say that Dax Hill can't be as good as Jesse Bates?
You can't just say that because you don't know yet.
You don't know.
No, absolutely not. You don't know. I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and criticize reporters because, I got to meet some of them. They've always been as nice as could be to me. So I just know James is the one I got to know. Yeah, I don't know in person or anything, but I got to know pretty decently well. But like I say, Kelsey, I met well. She's always been nice. I've seen Ben, baby, at practice. He's always said hi. So, I just don't know. I don't have time. Thank God I don't deal with reporters either or anything. So
Anthony says maybe it's because James Rapine was talking a lot. He was a mix and cutter.
So look, I'm just going to tell everybody this. I was ready to move on from Joe Mixon. But am I mad he's still here? Absolutely not. But I would have been perfectly fine finding another running back in free agency or something, drafting 2 running backs in the draft. Like I say, but am I happy Mixon's still here? I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that or anything. Yeah,
Let me tell you what happened with Joe Mixon is exactly what we all said who were accused of being Mixon cutters of what we thought would happen was I know that you can't say the word restructure legally, that it's not a restructure, but that he would get a new deal. And it would be for less money than he would not make $12 million this year or next year playing football for Cincinnati. So he did get a new deal. And I never wanted the man cut. I always liked the guy. He's a good team player.
Yes,
he's a captain. He's a captain on our team for a reason.
Right.
Our team is very good at judging character. I know that he's got a lot of off-field shit that goes on. I mean, the man can't keep himself out the news for some reason. But like the thing at his house, that was his relatives that were there, wasn't it?
I don't want to go into full detail about that. It's one of those things.
He's in the news a lot.
But back to what you said, Mixon's a great team player. Yeah. You see him around there. I mean, he's always throwing the football around with kids. I've seen so many kids that got so excited throwing the football around with him. I mean, that's a great thing he does. I don't deny at all about that. I'm just saying I was ready. I was just thinking all these contracts. I mean, you're not going to be able to keep everybody, but Mixon, the way his contract was restructured, it's easily affordable to sign other players. That's all I care about.
Right.
That's all I care about personally. And I'm so glad he's back here. And my understanding is he's doing a lot better. And he did do a lot better in the passing game last year. The issue I mainly had with Mixon was he was not that great in the pass blocking game. I'm like, that's what just annoyed me the most. He would, for a guy that big like he is, he should be out there running people down, pass blocking. I just don't see that at times. But I swear I hope Mixon proves me wrong. Louis Anarumo, I'll tell everybody this. Louis Anarumo, I was ready. No, you never want to wish anybody to lose their job or anything. But Louis Anarumo, I'm just like, good Lord. But Lou, if you're watching this, I am waiting for the day for you to punch me in the gut because you have every right to, buddy.
I'm waiting for that day too because I'm going to record that shit.
Yeah.
Right after you eat a Sky Rosa. I mean, a D-line.
So Anthony here says Kelsey kind of has a tendency of asking questions she probably shouldn't ask, and she has a tendency to put her foot in her mouth, and that was the only issue I could see is she. Yeah, I don't know. Kelsey, I don't know.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? You got to ask the hard questions. These are probably all reporters. If we rewind the tape and we go back and watch all their shows and look at their comments, they were probably all talking about maybe they were all talking about how Mixon's probably going to get cut. Like, why is he still around?
And like
Craigs was saying the same thing, is that he was not going to see, like, that Mixon is not going to go into this year with that contract. So, I mean, but Craigs, he's cool with Mixon.
Right, exactly. Like I say, I am perfectly fine Mixon is back here. I'm happy that he's back here. I'm just glad we can move on from this because we got other things we need to focus, such as getting our number 9 signed and trying to get number 5 signed.
Right.
You know, that's what we need to concentrate on. And you know what? I want to move on to something else. Mitchell Wilcox cleared to practice.
Greg, you're reading my notes.
Hey, Dale. Sorry, Dale, if you're watching this, your favorite player may not be our second tight end. I know this is a horrible day for our co-host, Dale Altman. I'm sure he is in the room right here.
He took the day off.
That's probably why he took the day off. He just found out about this. Dale's like crying his eyes out right now because Drew Sample, his favorite player in the world, Drew Sample, might not be our number 2 tight end. I know Dale is crying his eyes out. Dale, we got you, buddy. If you want to call Slayer for therapy sessions, we got you, buddy. We'll give you a sample session.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Wilcox though, dude. I'm just so. It took a lot longer, but dude. He proved me wrong so much. I mean, I was so mad a year or 2 ago when they chose Thad Moss over him, and Thad Moss just showed he couldn't cut it. Wilcox, when Hurst was hurt again at that Tampa Bay game. Did he not step up at a good time or what?
Hey, and that's his hometown. So he caught a touchdown in that game.
Right.
That's his hometown. It was awesome.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You know, so Wilcox, I mean, look, do I wish they still would have drafted another tight end? Yes, I still wish they would have, but I'm still okay. What we got moving, I trust the coaching staff. Irv Smith, look, I hear he's doing well at camp. I'm not surprised at all. I know I never denied he was not a bad tight end. He just has to stay healthy. That's all it is. He's still only 24 years old, as Dale always points out.
Well,
he just has to stay on the field, though.
If we would have drafted a tight end when we picked this year, they would have started, right?
Oh, yeah.
We don't. The only person that we drafted this draft, not saying we had a bad draft. I love every one of our draft picks, but the only starter that we drafted is Brad Robbins.
Yes.
He's the only starter that we drafted was Brad Robbins. Miles Murphy's ain't going to start. Chuck Sizzle's not going to start. Yossi Vach isn't going to start. Chase Brown isn't going to. Chase Brown has a possibility. If he shows out, he's still fighting for that number 2. And who's he fighting? Now he's fighting Chris Evans and Travion Williams.
Anthony, no. Look, everybody out there asking about it, I will let you know. You don't need to keep y'all don't need to keep asking. Yeah? I will let you know when it happens. It'll happen.
Fuck that.
Chopman, I think the people in the comment section are more worried than you are.
Yeah, make him keep pressuring him. Pressure.
But to Dustin here, I understand why there hasn't much leaked contract about Burrow, but surprised nothing has already come out about Higgins, given there was no vow of silence taken on that one. Still optimistic. Look, Dustin.
Hey. Also, here's the little thing though. Last night, the stadium was lit up green. What the fuck does that mean?
Really?
Yeah, you didn't see that posted on Twitter?
Day 4 was lit. It was green.
Day 4 was lit up green.
Interesting.
So, what the fuck does that mean?
Who knows? Hopefully, money's coming in.
It could mean that.
Hey, it could be like I said. We've talked about this so much. I know. I guarantee you, Burrow's contract will get done before the season starts. Look. I had this, my one friend's dad who just hates the Bengals with a passion. He keeps saying, I hear on the radio, how come Burrow's contract's not done yet? Like, dude, it'll get done. I guarantee the contracts, I wouldn't surprise if they agreed to some right now. They just got to hammer out a bunch of details. So, I'm not worried about it. Now, I'm worried about, the season, as the closer the season gets, it certainly is a little scary. I mean, like, if we wait a year, if we don't sign T before the season starts, I'm going to go from 50-50, 30% sure that I might go down to 30%, man. That because the longer you wait, the more money he's going to get.
Yeah, well, maybe they would have signed T a little bit quicker if your boy hadn't been showing out so much. Maybe they see something in him as a possibility.
I know, Dale. I know this was talked about a little bit. look, as the number one Yossi Bosch fan, I'm no moron. Get T signed. But, you know, I was talking to one friend of mine. And he said, look at what Trenton Irwin, that he got. I'm not saying he's T. Higgins. None of these guys are T. Higgins, but could Joe Burrow get away with, like Tom Brady did, get away with a bunch of undrafted receivers or something?
I think he can. I mean, look, just take the tight end position, what he did with that. CJ Uzama. Uzama looked good in Cincinnati. What CJ Uzama that next year got one fucking catch for 6 yards in New York. One. The best thing he caught was the commissioner.
Well, we're not going to be talking about that. No. I mean,
and then Hayden Hurst. I don't know. Hey, look, I hope Hayden Hurst has a great year, man. I love that guy, but Joe Burrow made him, and he got a big contract. So let's see how he does. So that's the thing, man. I always think that Joe Burrow will make you famous.
No, he will. No. He will get you a contract. I mean, but like I say, T. Higgins, though, I go back to what Burrow said in an interview not too long ago. I am confident we will keep everybody. He had that look on his face that he knew something was going to happen. Mm-hmm. When Joe Burrow talks, man, everybody listens.
Yes,
and usually most of the time,
if he wears anything, he was out there. That one picture, he was wearing a bucket hat. And my comment was Joe Burrow out there selling bucket hats.
Right.
How much body armor? I bought the shit out of body armor after I saw that sponsorship.
Yeah.
I bought some last night. It's waiting upstairs. It got delivered by Amazon.
Well,
here's Paul. Paul Clark says, Miles, I think he'll start at some point this year, but this past draft as of today was for depth when the current starters leave in year 2. But Miles Murphy's got a hell of an uphill battle to start this year because that D-line is looking good, and everybody that's in it from last year got better.
No, exactly. Well, like I said, I'm going back to this, man. With Geno Atkins, people talk about that great defense. Geno Atkins, Dunlap, the edges, Dunlap and Michael Johnson. People forget about Wallace Skillberry, who would get you 6 or 7 sacks off the bench. You need guys that can rotate. You said this, Pork Chop. I mean, Trey Hendrickson, that one Tennessee game, Hendrickson and Hubbard looked like they were wiped out.
Right.
And when remember when Hendrickson got hurt, we still made it by, but it was still scary. I mean, we cannot afford to have one of those guys. Like I kept saying this, we can't afford to have just two good defensive ends. Now that we got Sample, Osai, now we added Miles Murphy. I mean, dude, we're loading up, buddy, and that's what we're loading up at the premium positions, that and corner.
Although, let me just say this: we go back to the Atlanta game when it was like at least 70% of our starting defense was out there on that first drive. And Desmond Ridder walked it right down into the red zone. And if it weren't for that interception, they probably scored a touchdown. If they would have handed it off to Bijan. Because he looked great. Bijan looked like we thought he was going to look.
Right. No.
I down on our starting defense.
No. The starting defense on that first drive, I don't mean to be hard. I got to give them like a D+ or D-, man. I mean, I know we got the interception, but you can't just rely on interceptions in the goal line, man. You can't always expect that's going to happen. So like I said, but you know what, man? I've seen so many things. I remember Colt McCoy, one of the Browns quarterbacks, everybody thought was going to be good. I remember one person said he looks like Brett Favre out there in the preseason. So,
although I would say this is that Lou was playing very vanilla.
Yeah, dude, Lou did not play a Lou type defense. It looked like a high school playbook he was operating.
Let me give you a Lutherism. His defense is normally like Rocky Road on a banana split. It's so complex. It's got the bananas. It's got the whipped cream. It's got the chopped nuts. It's got toppings like a strawberry topping, pineapple topping. It's got hot fudge. It's got whipped cream. And then it's got Rocky Road, which has a lot of ingredients in it too. It's a very complex defense, which is number one, while Miles Murphy is being coached up because that defense is so complex. And then the other thing is when we go out, it's nothing. It's bland. It's fucking chicken noodle broth.
Dude, I was just about to say that. Campbell's chicken noodle soup. That's exactly
not even the soup. No noodles. No
noodles. Yeah, dude, I will agree
with
you.
It's broth. It's chicken broth. It's like take a bouillon cube and you put it in some boiling water, and then that's what you got. That's the defense you got was the chicken broth. But Lou's going to fucking whip up a badass minestrone by the time the season starts.
Exactly. I think he just had his guys go out there, look, we're just going to play. You look at that Ravens game before the playoff game, man. Our defense, I mean, we tried, but we didn't have like the creative, defense that we usually used to seeing.
You reading the comments?
Yeah. So Anthony goes back and says, but you do have to give our defense credit for the type of defense that's not loaded with stars. But when you need a sack, yes, they're extremely dependable. Anthony, yes, that is true.
It's not loaded with stars, but it's got some. Some.
I think
nobody doesn't go down last year, man.
Right.
Pro Bowl, most likely. And then Mike Hilton, everybody's talking. There's a lot of talk about him being the best slot corner in the league. Like, I think it was it Brian Callahan that was talking about him? He said even when they played him in Pittsburgh, they were worried about Mike Hilton. Like, they planned for Mike Hilton because he's such a good slot corner.
Right. By the way, hey, clip this. We need to clip this. Tyler, he says, Greg, if you haven't got one already or by the end of the season, if Yoshi gets a TD in the regular season, I'll get you a Yoshi jersey. Okay? Clip that.
What the hell's that? Oh, here it is.
Clip this.
I'll put it on the screen. That way you can clip.
Hey, Tyler, you said this, not me, buddy. I mean, Tyler, you're my buddy, but you're here on live shows. So
what about DJ Turner? He's my guy, Tyler.
Yeah, that's right.
What if he gets an interception this year?
Tyler,
I get a jersey?
If you're still watching, Tyler, if DJ Turner gets a pick six, will you buy Chop a DJ Turner jersey?
Man, Greg, you shot my load high. I was going for interception. Now I got to get a pick six. So big.
Well, we know he's probably gonna get an interception.
A pick six, though, man. I was trying
Tyler. In all seriousness, don't do that for me, man. Dude, just being my friend, man. That's good enough for me, buddy. That's the thing I cherish the most, Tyler. You don't need to do not do that at all, buddy.
You deserve it, Greg.
No, I do not. No, I'm just a fan. That's all.
You could wear that jersey at night and go get yourself a nice piece of ass out of your freezer. Just don't spill any on the jersey.
Well, funny thing is, I was eating a piece of one last night, and it fell on the rug, and I was like, "God dang it!" And there was crap all over it, but I still ate the cake, though.
Yeah. Hey, what's the? Well, to be fair, losing preseason, so why waste the mad scientist ideas on preseason games that don't matter right now? Let Mad Lou cook. Or
exactly, Paul.
I know everybody's calling him. I made up my own. You know what I call it, the defense. For Luco. Because that defense will fuck you up.
Okay, another thing I want to cover also. So I started the whole thing with Donato's in Skyline. I called it a Sky Nato. But then another guy came in and just challenging me for this. Right. He wants to call it a D line. So D for the Donatos and line with Skyline. Which one should it be? To everybody in this chat, should it be with Donato's Pizza wrapped around a Skyline Coney, should it be called a Sky Nato or a D line? I want everybody's opinion. I might even go out. And
if somebody is out there that doesn't know what it is the Reds, when the Reds started serving La Rosa's and Skyline, people would take the La Rosa's pizza and wrap it around a cheese coney, and they would eat it. They called it Sky Rosa. Greg and I both had the Sky Rosa. Greg and I both think the Sky Rosa is pretty good. It's a bit fucking weird. You get all those combinations in your mouth of the chili, the cheese coney, and the pizza at the same time. And I think we both did it with pepperoni pizza. So we did that. And now the Bengals got Donato's as their official pizza. So Greg came up with the Sky Nato. Skyline, it's just taking La Rosa's and replacing it with the Donato's.
Exactly.
I don't want to give my opinion until other people in the chat say, well, they're talking about you eating cake off the carpet.
So Tyler,
are any of us going to Orlando's event tomorrow? I would like to go, but I feel like shit right now.
Yeah, dude.
It's going to be hot. It's pickleball, so it's probably outside, and I feel like shit.
Plus, also, I've been spending a bunch of money going to a bunch of events. Man, I'm just going to lay low this week and maybe this weekend. So, yeah. D-line goes well with our defense. That's true. Skynato would be something we could substitute for Cincinnati. But Tyler's clearly not on my side here on this one, Tyler. All right, to each his own, Tyler.
How can you wrap Donato's pizza around a cheese coney when it's thin, crunchy crust?
You got to cut the pizza. You got to work around it or something. We'll find a way to make it work.
If they leave it in that box long enough and the steam gets to it, the crust will bend. But if it'll wrap. I think it'll wrap. But we've waited long enough, man. My thing is, and I told Greg this when you did the Sky Rosa.
Yeah, I did try the Sky Rosa. And for those of you who didn't see, I finally got to try the Sky Rosa. And to let you all know, what people didn't see was the pizza just came out of the oven. It was
Yeah,
burning
it was
my
all over
fingers
me.
off. But Chop had me on camera right here,
Oh,
and I
it's
couldn't
good.
act out on camera. But my hand was burning like crazy. It was like in that scene on Home Alone where Joe Pesci grabs the doorknob.
Not for long because you fucking inhaled that thing.
I know. I inhaled it, man, because I was inhaling it because my hand was burning.
Greg,
And
you
all
eat
that.
like one of those competition eaters.
Right, exactly.
Like,
but no, if you haven't tried a Sky Rosa, I totally recommend it. It was awesome.
It was good.
It's definitely different, but for those, if you ever in a situation where you have Skyline and the La Rosa's right next to you, I'd give it a shot.
I like.
You called it down the middle. Oh, so Tyler says he does like it. He does like the Sky. Okay. All right, that's cool, Tyler. We're still cool then, buddy.
Greg,
I wasn't going to take you off my friends list.
I love you to death, man, but when I heard D-line, it made sense.
Not going to lie to you,
D-line. It's at the football stadium. Donato's for the D, line for the Skyline. I love D-line.
I'm not going to lie to you. That is pretty cool. I just wish I thought of it. But no, Sky Niner, though, I still like. But you know what? If people go, if it's D-line, so be it.
That way we separate the two Cincinnati sports, baseball and football. We got the
right.
Sky Rosa and the D-line.
So I was watching Tiger Stock, and I brought that up, and Jess was like, "Now, Greg, you got to help us pronounce it. Is it Sky Nado or Sky Nado, like Sharknado?" Because some people were asking about that. It's Sky Nado.
Well,
right?
it's not Donados. You're not eating Donados. Like
no,
nobody's
exactly.
like, hey, let's get one of them Donado mariachi chicken pizzas.
Yeah, exactly right. No, it's Sky Nato. So yeah, they just want to make sure they're pronouncing it right. It is Sky Nato.
Do they deliver to your house, Donatos?
Well, there's a Donato's right near me where I live, so they might not. So why not? I never hated Donato's pizza.
I'm just saying, Greg, you might want to order because they're giving away tickets and they're giving away a Uno jersey.
I deliver
and those golden tickets.
I wouldn't complain about that.
And you can make money off it too because Cap wants one. I'll bet you he'd offer you some money. Although he's like homeless and doesn't have a job, according to whoever was on his Twitter. He's a jobless loser.
Oh my god!
He just sits around all day, trolls fucking Twitter.
Yeah, whatever.
But
yeah. I mean, come on. But yeah, no. Like I say, yeah. I mean, I'm happy with Donato's though, man. I mean, I think we can agree. We wish it was La Rosa's, but Donato's still a damn good pizza.
You know what? I never eat shit in the ballpark anyway. When we went to the Reds games, I get a bag of peanuts. That's it. But I'm a big motherfucker, man, but I don't have a stomach. I got my stomach cut out. Like they took 80% of my stomach. I can't eat. When we go to tailgates, you never see me eating there either because I usually have like a protein bar or something on my way there, and it keeps me full because I'm just drinking alcohol down in the parking lot. And then when we go in, I think one time I got a pretzel, but a pretzel, man, that lasts me all game eating on a pretzel.
No, so the thing with me with pretzels, Chop, I don't like how they had a bunch of salt, but my boss Rob told me one time, Greg, back in the day when I ate pretzels as a kid, there was no such thing as unsalted pretzels. It was all salt, and that was it. That was your only option. Like a lot of times when I go, man, I have to get all the, brush all the salt off. That's just me, man. I mean, Pork Chop, I can't hear you. Pork Chop, I cannot hear you.
Well, that's because I muted my microphone so I could cough, and then I didn't unmute it.
I'm like, Pork Chop, what are you doing there, buddy?
Well, I'm saying everybody in the chat is going with you on the Sky Nato. They're not saying.
All right, so that's a start.
I guess they like it.
All right, so that's a start, But like I said, I could easily see people out there liking the D-line. I could easily see that happening.
I think it's going to pan out once the season starts. You know what? If you want it to be the Sky Nato, you need to make like the first game. You need to get it. You need to make a video. You need to hashtag it Sky Nato.
The problem is Santori though, man. He could look. If you guys ever get a chance to go over to go over to Santori's for dinner. I mean Santori. No. Santori is going to be cooking at the tailgate.
If everybody in the chat wants to go to Santori's apartment for dinner sometime.
Yeah.
He'll be cooking.
No. Santori will be cooking in Lot 1 this year. And I'm telling. I think I don't speak for Chop here, but Santori does a hell of a job cooking.
I can speak for Santori though. He ain't gonna make food for everybody.
Not food for everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. He's making food for whatever our group. I guess if there's anything left. Oh, I've committed to Geta. So I'm bringing Geta, everyone, because it's a Cincinnati thing and it's something I love. And so anybody wants to try Geta, which
Yeah.
is basically
The problem is
basically oatmeal and sausage mashed up together.
Yeah, I think Santori is like sorry about that, Santori. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. But yeah, no. Santori, the problem is his cooking's so good that I'm probably not going to have enough room in my stomach for a Sky Nada. That's going to be the problem.
Yeah, Founder's favorite, isn't that the one with the banana peppers, the sausage, and the
I cannot
pepperoni?
tell you that.
Because I got that version of pizza yesterday for $2.50, thanks to the Reds.
Right.
It was a free one topping pizza, but I got the buddy one with the sausage, pepperoni, ham, and banana peppers. $2.50.
Right.
After I figured out how to finally cash it in, but then I helped Michelle figure it out because she went with us.
Right, exactly.
I like the D line, but won't eat it because I can't stand. Foxy, get the fuck out of here.
Foxy, what the hell, man?
I should have pre-read that comment, man. Don't blaspheme Skyline.
God dang, dude.
That's it, man.
How much would a Sky Nada be? I don't know. I know a Coney at a game is like $6.50 or $7. We don't know how much the pizza. I don't want to know how much the pizza would be. But if I had to, so when I pay for a slice of pizza from La Rosa's and a cheese Coney, they combine for like $15 or $16.
Well, that's not bad considering it's at the stadium.
Well, when I was now, if you go to 50 West, get their burger and fries, they give you a crap load of fries. You get it for $13.50. So that's a bit of a better deal. But the Sky Nada can be priceless, though.
Head cheese.
Right.
Are they going to start selling head cheese down there, too? Hey, so anyway, so we're an hour in, but I want to before we go, I want to get your thoughts on what are you looking for against the Commanders? What are your thoughts? What are you looking for in that final preseason?
One catch from Yossi.
Shut the fuck up, man. I should have saw that one coming. Something's
Michael Murphy. I want to say Michael Murphy. Miles Murphy. That's what I want to see. I want to see him stand out.
Yeah, especially since he missed his chance for that last
Exactly.
one.
I want to see Murphy stand out, and I want to see, Jake Browning, I want to see him take an even bigger step this time to prove. I mean, he did a good job, but I want to see him make an even bigger step. Point blank.
And it would be nice, like the chat said earlier, to see Chuck Sizzle return a couple punts.
Right.
So we want, so out of the rookies, so let's just start at the first round of our rookies. We want Miles Murphy. We want him to show out. And I think he's going to come in there.
No, I think he will too.
And he's going to be going 110 mile an hour trying to prove that he wants to be a starter. I'm trying to put him on the field on game day. And
I want to see Sizzle in more. I still Chase Brown.
We're going by round. So the second round, DJ Turner. We're looking for him. I mean, this guy's been balling out in camp. He's been doing a great job. He's really got his work cut out for him now that Cheeto's back. And you got CTB, Cheeto, and Mike Hilton. That dude has got his work cut out for him to squeeze into that lineup, especially if they offer Cheeto some kind of fucking team-friendly deal and he takes it at the end of the year, right?
Right, exactly.
Then you got CTB still on his rookie deal. Mike Hilton, man, they're going to have a hard time getting rid of Mike Hilton because that dude is a fucking baller.
Dude, Mike Hilton, man. I mean, dude, yeah, exactly. And like I say, another thing about DJ Turner is you don't need to rush him either. But do I want to see him on the field? Absolutely. But you don't need to say, hey, DJ, you're going to be starting for us right now. You better learn this, and this, just like that,
He's going to be a baller when he does come out, man. And then
third round.
So the third round is Jordan Battle. Right.
I'm not going to lie to you, man. I like Jordan Battle, but I'm not going to say I wish I would have saw a little bit more out of him because Jordan Battle, man, I thought maybe I didn't see him well enough, but he's going to be a big special teamer this year. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more progress out of Jordan Battle, though.
Oh, so would I.
But I still have high hopes though for Jordan Battle, 100% though.
Yeah, so do I. So I'd like to see him play better, and especially he's a special teamer, so I'd love to see him even do better on special teams. That would be great. And then Chase Brown, right? Fourth round, Chase Brown. So I'm hoping he makes a step too, man, because our running game was shit. Dude, we need a running game.
He showed some signs, but not like enough for me to think, oh, this guy's a number 2. Right now, Chris Evans is my number 2. I never thought I'd ever in my life say that. Chris Evans now looks like our number 2. Am I right?
I don't know, man.
He's our pass catching back, and let's put it that way.
I mean, I haven't seen him block. I'll be looking forward. You know what? That's one thing I'll be looking forward to the Commanders and watching the running backs to see who can block.
Yeah. Okay. So Chase Brown. Oh, you know who's next?
After Chase Brown, the 5th round pick.
But did we skip Charlie Jones?
Yeah, you did. You did. I didn't.
No, Charlie Jones. Let me tell you something. He made some good catches. I want to see more out of Charlie Jones still. But like he made some better catches, and Charlie Jones, he's reliable. He's gonna be that guy that when it's 3rd and 6, he gives you that 6 yards that you need. I still have a lot of faith in Charlie Jones.
Oh, so do I. I 100% think he's going to be on our team.
Absolutely, man. Just everybody think out there about that Kansas City game when Tyler Boyd went down. Nobody stepped up. That's why we have Charlie Jones and Yossi Bosch.
Well, then, Chuck Sills got better from game 1 to game 2, so I'm hoping he makes another leap, and also that we see him in the punt return game. That would be nice.
Absolutely.
And maybe even kickoff return.
So we skipped. I accidentally skipped from him to Chase Brown, and so Charlie Jones. Now
who? Who's our 6th round pick, Greg?
Well,
who the fuck is it?
Well.
I'm trying to think. He's from one of them Ivy League.
So like
Jeff from Yale.
Jeff
from Yale.
People are like, so people have been tagging me in posts saying, Greg, I saw you. Like if they see Yossi Bosch, which is awesome, man. I mean, so Yossi Bosch, man. As I've said this before, I'm literally shocked as much as you guys how well he's progressed. I'm happy as hell, but like I said. So far, the ceiling he's showing, I mean, that pot roast is cooking. That pot roast is cooking a lot faster than expected.
Well, you're right. That pot roast is cooking. It's turning out better, man. There's some good seasoning in that pot roast that we didn't know about.
Exactly. So it's going to come out better than we might expect. So that's all I'm going to say. Brad Robbins, you know what, man? The punting game, this is interesting. We haven't talked this about enough. Is Brad Robbins shown that he earned the job, do you think?
Well, Drew Chrisman hasn't shown anything.
Yeah, but he's actually had some good punts, I thought Drew Chrisman had in the preseason. I don't know. I don't know if this is another Jake Elliott situation. Remember we got Jake Elliott, but then Bullock beat him out because we were tired of Randy Bullock.
Yeah, then he went directly to fucking Philadelphia and kicked a 65-yard fucking field goal, like right off the bat.
Then he won the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying.
Then he won the Super Bowl.
I still think it's going to be Brad Robbins. Let's put it that way. But DJ,
you know what I want out of Brad Robbins?
What?
I want Brad Robbins to help me count to 5. Every fucking time that fucking football touches his foot, I want to count to at least 4.5. At least 4. That's what I want Brad Robbins to do. Help me count to 5.
Exactly. Now, our last one. This could be a draft where all of our draft picks make it. DJ Ivey, dude, phenomenal camp. He's showing signs of making great plays. Is he perfect? No, but you don't expect that out of a 7th round pick. Right. DJ Ivey, man, I hope he makes his team. Alan George, that's going to be the guy he's going to be in competition with is him. So it's going to be close. Yeah, I know but we got Greg.
I saw Alan George this comment.
Yeah. So, it's going to come down to those two. I think it's going to be DJ Ivey. If I had to pick, my money would go towards DJ Ivey.
If they try to slide, there's new rules about sliding people onto the practice squad, but DJ Ivey's shown a lot. So I think
no. If Alan George makes the practice squad, I have no doubt in my mind somebody could come up and say, hey, we want you on our roster. Yeah. We have such a deep roster, Chop. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's going to get paid. Like, who was that Pryor who played well for us last year? Just like that, when they were getting ready to keep him on the practice squad, goes straight to Jacksonville.
And what day did they play this week? I didn't look at the schedule.
Here.
Saturday. Shit, I got to work Saturday.
When do the Bengals play the Commanders?
Yeah, I work Saturday.
August 26th, 6:05 p.m. So
fuck is August 26th? That's Saturday. Make
me
look at my phone. Saturday.
Yep.
And then Friday, we got our draft.
Oh. You and who in your league?
The fantasy football league that we're doing here through Bengals and Brews with the Cincy hat.
Oh, okay.
I'm on that. The first league. I don't know who the fuck's on it. Me, Dale, Derek, Joe, and Cap's on there, and I don't know. But Dale's brother David, one of my bastard sons, he's on there. I think our draft is this Friday. I need to start studying on how to. This is only my second time ever playing fantasy football.
Dude, Pork Chop, from a guy with experience, if you keep studying, it's going to make it even worse. So you're going to study. I got to
study so I don't draft a quarterback in the first round or defense in the second round.
Here's what I'm going to tell you also, man. If you're drafting 3rd or 4th, you want Chase and Burrow, I guarantee it makes it they're all going to be gone because, it's a Bengals fan league. All the Bengals will be gone in a heartbeat.
Oh, Tyler
Yeah,
says he's in your league, and you guys
Tyler
draft on
is
the
in mine.
28th.
Ours is the 28th. Tyler, thank you for helping me remember, man, because I
pretty
knew
sure-
it was the 28th. I didn't feel it was the 28th.
I'm pretty sure our plan is we're going to do our draft live. We're going to do the show, and we're going to draft live.
Oh, nice.
So that I think that I don't want to speak for everybody. I'm pretty sure that that's our Friday shows that we're going to, we'll do the 3:30 show, but then I think we're going to do our draft live.
All right.
That was the plan.
Well, there you go.
Maybe Derek and Joe and Dale are watching this right now going, what the fuck, pork chop? It's not our plan. We're not going live.
Uh-oh. Well, anyway, so I think we covered everything, pork chop. I know you got to get to work soon, and I hope you feel better, buddy. And thank you for all that tuned in for us. We appreciate
He's giving me tips. Wide receiver. Yeah, my first two picks, I picked 10 out of 10. So my first two picks, I'm going to make Chase and Jefferson.
There you go.
They'll probably be there, right? For 10.
Oh, hell yeah. I totally 100% shot. That's a good
If they are, man, I'm going to put my balls on the internet. I swear
there
to
you
God.
Go.
I swear to God, I'm taking a picture of my balls and I'm putting it on X.
Well, there you go, buddy.
All right. Well, thanks for everybody for watching us.
You.
Oh, you know what? Before we go, I'm just going to put this out there because we never do. Let me find it. Here. Boom. Go to our merch store, man. Get some merch. We got other stuff up than this. We also got the Blackout Trey shirt that looks really nice. We got the Brew Crew shirt. Everybody in the chat is already a part of the Brew Crew, so make sure you go and get your Brew Crew shirt. We cut down the price. We're not making any money off of it. We just want people to represent, and we want people to come down into Lot 1 with the Brew Crew shirt on so that, our family can be together. It's like one of family reunions where they all make the same T-shirt and they wear it together. That's the Brew Crew, man. We're a family. You step down there in Lot 1 with your Brew Crew shirt on, you're going to be welcome. You're going to get a hug from a big, fat, sweaty guy with yellow fucking tinted glasses. You're going to get a hug from a fucking sweaty guy with shades that just look just like Greg's, because it will be Greg, and Dale and Derek and Joe and probably my bastard son Anthony will be there, and just be a big part of the family. Come down there, be a part of the family with us.
And also my two other co-hosts from Rally Around the Natty, Cincy James and Santori Miles.
Oh, look at this, Matt. He must have ordered and got some today.
Thank you so much, Matt. We appreciate the support, buddy.
We need to start something where people get it. They tag us on X and put hashtag Brew Crew. Although I think hashtag Brew Crew, I wonder if the Brewers got that because they're dumbasses. They got the idea off of us and then got their shirts. But anyway, that's it, Greg.
All right, y'all have a good Monday.
We'll be back on Wednesday, 3:30.
And hey, any of you working outside, try to stay cool. So, just be careful. It's going to be a hot one this whole week. Just be careful.
It'll either be on Wednesday, just me and you, or other people with us.
All right? Well, thank you. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, man, hoo day, everybody.
Hoo day.
Love you. See ya. And on Wednesday and Friday, and also down Lot